Yo, what up guys, OPTCG Daniel here, back at it again with a video. So today we're gonna do how to play LoL. I'm joined with Skeparnides. He is known for Magic the Gathering. He's a very pro player there. He played Hearthstone competitively and he recently started playing One Piece and he already got 3 tops. He played like 2 months ago. So in 2 months he learned the game, played LoL, got some tops. He won 3 times the Story Championship with Kit. So yeah, he's a born TCG player. He basically eats cardboard for dinner. So yeah, we're gonna go about how to mulligan, what you need, how you wanna open, how you play, and of course on the deck list. So enjoy the video. Alright, so this is the list we are playing today with. This is George's signature list. So yeah, do you have any explanations on why you run this, why you run that?
Yeah, basically the big changes, let's say, it's that I don't play Vista. I choose to play the starter deck Zoro instead, because both the starter deck Zoro and the Vista are good against Zoro, and but the Zoro is better against other decks of the format. I also want to play 4 instant laws, which make the starter deck Zoros better. So the idea of the deck is that it's very consistent. If you see, I play 7, 11, 15, 17, 18 Straw Hats. It's 16 the done targets, I know, because the Makino is in the deck to be the 16th target. And I think 23 Supernovas, so it's very optimized to not whiff the deck. I play 4 Sanjis instead of 4 Brooks, personally, because I think that one of the hardest matchups is Rebecca, and Sanji is very good against Rebecca. And the other hard matchup is Zoro, and none of the 2 cards are very good against Zoro, but they're 2 kick counters, so they're always fine. Yeah, I think other than that, it's pretty usual. The starter deck, Nami, for me, is a mandatory card because of Whitebeard being still very popular. And I don't really like multiple events. The deck requires 5 units in play to properly do what it wants. So I don't want to have 100 multiple events.
And you don't want to keep it on open, right?
Yeah, it's basically you can only keep Dawn open in the late game. So the events are situational.
So George, would you keep this hand or mulligan?
Okay, so I would mulligan this hand because you don't have a searcher. I mean, I know it looks good, and you have Otama, which is fine against the mirror. But the issue with this hand is if you only draw big bodies or other non-searchers, you're gonna run out of cards very fast, especially in the mirror. So I would mulligan this hand.
Alright, let's mulligan and let's see what we get. Oof. The first
The
one's
interesting
better or
part
the
is
second
actually
one?
this one is a better hand, yeah.
At least we cannot bottom deck the loss with Nami, so that's fine. Okay, so against Whitebeard, our first hand is this. And then once again, would you keep it or mulligan against Whitebeard?
I would keep this. It's very, it's a very interesting hand. It doesn't have the pieces you usually want, but Hawkins is very good against Whitebeard. And you have the red searchers, so you should be able to shambles on 3, especially because you're going first. And then you can put a Hawkins in play, which is really good in the matchup. So I would keep this.
All right, then let's see what we would get if we were to mulligan. And we got this.
Yeah, this is a lot worse, especially going first. You have no play to do on turn 1. You have to play Sanji on the 3 down turn if you don't draw. Yeah, this hand will be a disaster.
Yeah. So against Zoro, we opened this hand. Obviously, we want to mulligan. But what do you think?
Yeah, for sure it's a mulligan.
3 Sanjis.
Yeah, it's mono red hand. Now this hand is good. It's good.
We have 1 green.
Yeah, but you're also going first. You have a first turn play. You have the Zoro to play on the 3 down turn. So, I mean, this hand is not amazing, but it's definitely way better than the first one.
Alright, and here's our starting hand against Katakuri, one of the easiest matchups for LoL. I would personally keep this hand. What do you think, George?
This hand is close. You're missing a very key part of this hand. You don't have any Zoros, which are really good against them, or any of like the searchers that can find. Of course, your Dadan could find Nami, but it's very hard to mulligan a hand like this. You know, it's very functional. You have a turn 1 play, you have a turn 3 play with Dadan, and the 1 because you're gonna get all the choppers. So I think you have to keep these hands. It's not amazing, but you know, it's
Alright.
good enough.
And let's see if we were to mulligan.
Honestly, this hand is better. Might even be better. I know like these hands are tricky, but against yellow, the hands where you have the rush units tend to work out for me very well. Like you do draw a green unit at some point, and that's usually all you need. Yeah, but we would have kept the first hand. So
And here is our starting hand against Rebecca, one of the most difficult matchups for Law. Would you keep this hand or mulligan?
I would mulligan this. It looks okay because it has like the Dadan and some 1-drops, but I tend to mulligan very aggressively against Rebecca because I play for Sanjis and I really want to see Sanji in my starting hand. Or at least start the deck Zoro. You want the more beefy units against Rebecca.
Alright, and let's see if we were to mulligan. There we go, that's a Sanji.
Yeah, this hand is like almost perfect because you're gonna go second. You're gonna place Sanji on your second turn. They can't kill the Sanji because they are on 3 Dawn. And then on the turn after, you get to just draw a life with Sanji. Yeah, this hand is really good.
And here is our starting hand against green, purple to Flamingo. Would you keep it or mulligan?
Honestly, this is a tricky one. I think I would mulligan this, but it's not like a terrible hand. It's just very risky. Because the thing with the Doffy deck is that they don't play a lot of counters. They have a lot of dead cards. So aggressive starts are good against them, but it really depends on which side of the deck they draw. But I think I would mulligan this hand because it's too risky.
Alright, and let's see. Here's our mulligan.
Yeah, this one is a lot better. If your Nami hits like a Zoro, then this hand is perfect, basically. So, yeah.
Alright, so match 1 is against Katakuri. So yeah, obviously I think we play the Nami.
Yeah, I would play the Nami here.
Yeah, we only have
Take
one
the
target.
Radical.
Double pudding. Broken. Okay, draw. We get Bonnie.
I would attack with leader first here. See if they defend it. It's easier to make an educated guess. You play the Zoro. You play the Zoro here, and I would not attack. You don't want to give them the option of putting a Dawn on the leader, attacking the Zoro, and then playing a Perospero, because you want the cards here. You really want to see a 1 cost this turn.
Let me just take this, huh?
Yes.
Hey, Sanji.
Because if this draw step is a 1 cost, this turn is going to be really good. And it's not. So I would start this turn with attacking 5 with Zoro to the leader. We just need to hope we dodge Thunderbolt here. Because the idea is the way your hand lines up, we cannot shambles this turn. So we can just play hardcast the Law, bounce the Zoro, and replay the Zoro. You can attack with the leader first. It's okay.
Play around the top card, yeah, because he left the top.
Yeah, if you attack with the leader first, it would be better against Thunderbolt. Basically, that's the difference. Okay, but we can attack now because we have the blocker Law to protect the Zoro.
He's gonna use it to counter again. He took it. Then we just end turn.
I would always take the free block when they give it, because your hand has 2/2k counters. So if his game plan is to put all dons on the leader and attack, that's fine with us.
Just let it go?
Here, no, here I would actually defend it. I would use both the Sanjis. Zoro is a very important card in this matchup, and if he wants to put the don on the pudding in attack, it's good for you long term. Because now that the Zoro is in play, this turn looks really nice for you. I would start by attacking with the Zoro.
On leader or the Parasparrow?
On the leader, yeah. We can ignore the units here. Now you can play the Bonnie, activate the Bonnie. You want to find the blocker law or a Ristan law. We take the Ristan law. Yes, now you can play the new Rush Zoro and attack with the Rush Zoro. Now I would take back the Nami, restand the Rush Zoro, and attack 5 again. And we're basically just taking all the resources. Of course, a Thunderbolt is always bad, but yeah. So here I would probably just pass the turn. We can let the Bonnie die.
Yeah, if I have 1k counter.
I would defend this one. You will probably lose your blocker law, but you will lose something this turn, and it's okay to make him wonder if you have it. So that can die now. Because I'm expecting an 8-cost Katakuri here. I would trash your life.
Yeah, swing at 7. Okay.
You can have the Zoro. And now we just go 1 don on the Ristan law and attack 7 life. I would go to I would play the Nami now just to see if we can find the chopper, because that's the best option. Then I would put 2 don on the 3 don on the leader. Wait, let me count. Yeah, and I would attack the leader here for 8. And you can play both blockers. Shambles back the Nami, play the blocker law, and bounce back your Ristan law, and play the Zoro.
Big moves.
Now you basically set up you take the free block here with the blocker law. You set up to the point where it's very hard for him to survive the turn after. I would also take the free block here. Yeah. Because this looks like a 10 cost.
You can just take it, I guess.
So you can take the first one, yeah.
Makino.
And now you block, of course.
Is there a preference in which blocker?
Yeah, keep the chopper, because you want the red unit to shambles the Ristan law. So you just put a don on the Zoro here and attack 7. And of course, there is a world where he has 2 badges, and this could be getting weird. But it's very unlikely that things will go wrong here.
It's trigger Shirahoshi. Okay, discard the Parasparrows.
3 dons on blocker law. And attack. Let's see what this last life is.
Nikaku, okay.
You can put... Okay, let me to think here. Yeah. You have 6 don left. So I would put 1 don on your blocker law and go 7 on the leader. Because you have the leader, if he uses 2 cards here, you can always attack. Yeah. So now you play the Makino. You buff the chopper. And then you bounce the Makino and you play the Ristan Law. And you Ristan the Law that has 3 Dawn on it. Yeah, and now you can just go 1 Dawn on the Law and attack 10. Yeah.
Alright. That's game 1, a W. Alright guys, so here's our match against a Rebecca, one of the hardest matchups for Law. So would we keep this hand or mulligan?
So this is a tricky one because usually I like to mulligan hands when there is no Sanji, but this hand is actually really good
So
because you have a lot of 1 cost. So I would keep this, yeah.
Okay, I'm really curious to how this match will go.
Okay, so the opponent took was it 1 cost Rebecca?
Yeah.
So we played the Dadan here.
We don't have one
And we
target.
take the step Dignami, yes. So basically the rule of thumb against this matchup is play the 1 costs when you want 2 shambles. You don't want to have like a turn 1 drop that they can kill with Kiros, because yeah, you're basically giving them free targets. Okay, so they have a Sabo in hand.
So they trash this as 5 cards. We got Hawkins.
So basically here I would play both Starter Namis and put 4 Dawn on the leader and attack. Activate both Namis, yes. Because we want to have some 1 cost, and it's okay here if they play a Kiros and kill one of the Namis. Of course, if this trigger is something that bottoms and they have a kill spell, it gets iffy. But yeah, because next turn we want to be able to play the Bonnie, activate it, play the 2 choppers and shambles.
There's the Kyros.
That is not how Rebecca works, opponent.
He thought he had rush. Alright, we got
So we have a nice turn now. We play the Bonnie. We activate the Bonnie. We take the Luffy's the only card. And then we can play the first chopper, the second chopper. I would activate the starter deck Nami, put it on the leader. Then you activate the law, you bounce the Dadan, you play the blocker law, you bounce the Bonnie and play the Dadan again. And then you can go 6 with the leader, take the Otama. And the biggest reason why this matchup is bad is because it's really hard to attack into Rebecca when they have the Colosseum. So you need to try your best to have active units at the end of your turn.
Yeah, but now we go into Luffy.
Yes. So we really want to dodge Luffy here. We take those. Any resources given at the early game from Rebecca is usually a good thing for us.
Okay, so we played the Sabo. "12 in engrave or in a trash blocker."
So here, since you already have the blockers in play, I think I would just go for 2 big swings. I think I would start with 9 with the blocker law. Because all we want to do here is take the blockers. Then I would shambles the Dadan, play the Hawkins, and then activate the Nami and go 8 with your leader. Put the rest of the Dawn on the leader and attack. Yeah. So 9.
Okay, let's hope Hawkins will put in a lot of work.
Basically, the goal is to set up a board which is big enough, because they can usually pop at least one. I'll take this. They can pop at least one unit per turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're able to play multiple big units, usually is the best way to do it. And now the choppers are really good, actually.
Yeah, so we just block.
Yeah, because the choppers are protecting the law. And if
Yeah.
he does choose to restand the Luffy, then we can just attack the Luffy, because we have Otama in hand.
Blockers are so good against Luffy. Is he gonna swing with Sabo?
That would be so good for us.
Nah, sadly not. Okay, Nami.
Yeah, so we start with Otama on the Luffy. I would put 2 down on the Hawkins and attack 8 on the Luffy. I go 8 because I don't want to give him the block with the Sabo and the 2k for free, so he needs to use 2 2ks if he wants to save it, or let the Sabo die.
Mm-hmm.
He just played the Luffy. How many cards did he have in the trash?
8 now.
8. So it's actually very difficult for him to have like a very good turn with Luffy. So I think I would attack with the Hawkins face as well now. We can just attack with everything basically this turn. So you have how much non left? 7. So I'm thinking of playing the Bonnie, activate the Bonnie, get the Ristan low, yes. Then we can go activate Nami on the law, on the blocker law. Yes, put another 2 down on the law and attack 9 with the law. Yeah, now you can shambles the Otama, play the Ristan law, restand your blocker law and attack the Sabo.
Very nice.
And then you can let your Bonnie die and play. Actually, attack 5 with your leader first, and then play the Veggie over the Bonnie. It's nice to have the Veggie in play because it can eat the first attack from the Luffy if they have another Luffy.
Mm-hmm. Kuzan, okay.
Yeah, we should be able to kill him here. So yeah, you can take this one. Yeah.
Double Otama, let's go.
So I would start by probably just playing the Luffy. And then you can use the Nami ability on the Ristan low and attack 7. We're basically gonna attack 7 multiple times. So you can put it down on the Hawkins and attack 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we just put all the down on the Luffy. But it didn't matter here because we have the Ristan low, so.
Yeah. Alright, that's game 2. W again, 2-0. So here's our other game against Mono Crocodile. So yeah, first hand, do we keep it or mulligan?
Yeah, we're going second with a Dadan and a Bonnie. This hand's really good. So.
Alright, keep.
Basically, in this matchup, the only cards we're scared of is ulti.
Yeah.
So we play the Dadan. only one target. Usually you want to stack the bottom of your deck with your search so that you put the blocker law first. So when you do get to the cards again, you see the blocker law. So here it's an interesting turn. If he attacks with the leader here, the opponent easily has Dragon Twister, but Dragon Twister only bottoms one cost. So all we have to do is just attack before we play any one costs. So here you start your turn with attacking 5. And now we can play all of our one costs because he has to start playing some cards, right? So you can play your Nami here first, because if you get a Zoro, you can just play the Zoro. I would play the starter deck Zoro here, and just pass the turn. I'm expecting an attack for 6 and bottom the Zoro.
Yeah, he's thinking. Yeah, 5 to leader.
We can take that.
Tama.
Okay, so he's again keeping up 2 Dawn for the Dragon Twister. So we have an option here. We can the best thing we can do is just shambles first, and then it makes it a lot easier. If he twisters our Nami, it's fine. So I would just play the Bonnie first, activate the Bonnie, and see what we get. If we get a blocker law, it's perfect. So now you can just play a Brook.
The Brook?
Yes. Then put 2 down on your leader. Then you can use Shambles, take the Nami back in your hand, play the blocker law, use the ability, take the Bonnie back, and play. You can play the starter deck Nami. It's not very relevant. It's okay if we twisted that. So now you can activate the Nami, put a Dawn on the starter deck Zoro, attack 7. He's gonna bottom our Nami, which is fine. Also, it's okay for us if they use Twister when we want them to use it, right? And now you can attack with the leader, get alive.
Bye-bye, Nami.
Because the starter deck Nami is not that good in this matchup.
Yeah, Red Rock trigger. Painful.
It's okay. It would have been a lot worse if you did it before you counted your Dawn. Here we can use the Sanji. We don't need the Sanji in hand anymore.
Red Rock, the blocker.
Which is perfect for us. We can always start your turn with the Bonnie in this situation so you can know what possibilities you have. You take the veggie, and now you can play the Zoro, the starter deck Zoro, play a veggie, and shambles the Bonnie back and play the Luffy. And now we can attack with the Luffy and the leader.
Mihawk curve. Let's go.
Mihawk is totally fine here. You can't just defend with the Nami. We don't need the Nami here. Because the opponent now is forced to play very off curve. So again, start with the Bonnie. We take the Luffy. And here you are fine enough to just put it on Zoro and attack 7. If he does use 2 cards from hand here, we can just attack 5 with the Dadan. If not, we can put 2 Dawn on the leader and attack 7. And now you can take back the Brook. play the Ristan Law, Ristan your Zoro, put 2 extra Dawn on the Zoro, and attack 9, so we just take the last life. And now that... No, wait. You have to play the Veggie here.
No.
Play the Veggie over the Bonnie or the Dadan, it doesn't matter. It's because now the way we play this game is they are at 0 life and we have a Luffy in hand. So the opponent is probably going to try to clear the board and bounce the units and play some blockers to survive. But we can just play the Luffy, put all the Dawn on Luffy and attack.
What is he thinking?
You block here. Basically, you just want to put the opponent in the most uncomfortable situation. Because now he has to play a blocker, at least one blocker, and he has to clear the board at the same time, which is very difficult to do. The blocker is not that hard because of the Sentamaru. Here you can just use the Otama to defend. So if he has something like 3000 worlds here, plus the leader ability, then it's like best case scenario for him. Especially if he can leave 2 Dawn open for Twister, because then there is a chance he can. Now you need to think a bit, because take this, and let's say his hand is Twister plus all 2k counters, you could lose if you just go Luffy and put all Dawn on Luffy. Because he will bounce the Zoro at the end of the turn. So we need to think here if I would probably counter with the Brook here. Okay, so now this turn is actually very interesting. The way this game is going, it does seem like there is Twister in his hand. So you need to be very careful with the Veggie, because he could always bottom your Veggie and you can die on his turn. So I think what I would do here is have 1, 2. I would attack with the leader for 7 first. Because if you get the Twister here on the Veggie, then you could potentially play the Luffy and attack 9, even though they have a lot of cards in hand. So you have how much Dawn left? 8, right?
Yeah, 8.
So maybe put 2 Dawn on the Dadan and attack 5.
2 leader?
Yes, yeah, 2 leader is fine. Because this is the last chance of opponent to play Twister here. Because if he doesn't play Twister here, we're just not going to attack again. And we will play the Zoro and pass. So here, I think you just play the Zoro and pass the turn. There was an argument to attacking 7 with the Dadan there instead of 5. But if you attack 7, I think it makes it a lot more likely they will use Twister. And I'm not sure we want that. So, yeah, you have to let this go. Because depending on what's in his hand here, even if he gets a blocker Pacifista, he still needs to keep Dawn open. I would block here with the Veggie. So it's hard for him to get the Pacifista, bottom our Zoro, and keep the and keep Twister open. You can use your Tama. As long as we're at 2 life with a radical beam, is we should be like okay. You can put 3 down on the Zoro and attack
For
9. Yeah, because we know he has Twister.
Don't we want to remove the Santomaru so he cannot spam out the blocker?
No, there is only 2 blocker Pacifistas usually.
One is engraved already.
And yeah, so I don't think they have any more in the deck. And basically all you have to do now is force the Twister and then just kill him the turn with that you have Luffy, right? So you could go for the Sentomaru, but I think you need to pressure the to force him to use the cards, the high counter cards from hand.
Love.
So yeah, so here you can just play Ristan Low and attack with the Zoro again.
Yeah, okay.
That's why we only put 3 Dawn, because you still have enough Dawn now to play the Chopper and leave Radical Beam open.
Yeah, okay. That was my plan also, yeah.
Now he's gonna block, I think. Oh, I was wrong.
Yeah, 2 love.
And
beams.
now we go 5 to face. And we can play the Chopper and pass.
Yeah, we got him.
Yeah, so if you went for Luffy for that turn, you would have probably lost because he had 2 events in hand. And of course, it's tricky because you never know what people are playing. It's possible that this person is playing 4 blocker Pacifista and they're going to get a new one here.
That would be crazy.
But even if that's the case, we kept the Luffy in hand for a reason. So
because you can have... okay, he plays more.
Yeah.
You can have 50 of these in your deck if you want to. So will I say
we can just let this all go, yeah.
Yeah, because Luffy will definitely save us next turn.
Of course, there is a chance he has more events in hand, but there's not much you can do about that. You can take this one.
Ooh, Nami.
I think it's okay to block here.
Okay, so...
Yes, another event. This game just got interesting.
That's fine. We can swing 6, 5, and then 11, I think.
Yeah, I would attack with the leader first.
Okay, so that's 1k. Okay.
Then you attack with the law.
Yeah, it has to be game.
I mean, if it's 4K event plus two keys in hand, then it's possible.
Yeah.
But I would go for Luffy here.
Put everything?
Yeah. You will not survive next turn, so...
Let's see. Ooh.
Close game. Very close game.
GG close, yeah. He also said it. Oh, he says thank you. Hey, shout out Matt, Nico. Alright, so this is our starting hands against Queen, popular leader. So do we keep this or mulligan?
I would mulligan this hand.
Boom.
The blockers are really bad against Queen at the start. You don't wanna... Of course, you have a lot of heavy units here, but you have the Nami. Hopefully Nami hits something.
A lot of targets.
The Sanji is great. And you can play the Berry here too.
Yeah. Thankfully they don't play a lot of removal.
Let's see if this Queen is gonna go for the Starve or if they're gonna attack.
Mm-hmm. Placed on the top of deck. Okay, he didn't attack.
Yeah, so if they try to starve you, usually I just play the Sanji and activate right away. But you can attack first. I would attack for 6 here.
Okay, I was too quick.
It's okay. Doesn't matter. But yeah, it would be a bit better. But because then if your Sanji gives you a 1 cost, you can play it. Basically, that's the...
So I'll play
the
Sanji and
idea
activate
behind
it directly?
Yes.
Alright. Boom, the bunny.
I would play the Bonnie here.
Also activated?
No. You just pass the turn. So this Sanji play basically kind of forces them to attack, or they should attack. Like it's a bad play from opponent here not to attack, because it's giving you basically free attacks with the Sanji, right?
Yeah.
We want the Zoro here, so I would activate the Bonnie, hope to get a Zoro. Yeah, that's perfect. And now you don't need to play the second Bonnie, so you can just play the Brook. You can play the Brook on the leader. Now you can activate the Shambles, put the Nami back in your hand, and then play the Blocker Law, pick up the Bonnie, and play the Zoro. Now you can activate Sanji and attack with Sanji.
Nice, we're getting a lot of good cards from life.
And now you can attack 7 with the leader.
Nope.
Or not, you can pass. We can let the Sanji go. So you can start with the Bonnie again, see what we get. The Rush Zoro is the best here. Then you can play the Rush Zoro and attack 5 with the Rush Zoro. Yeah, so this we did it like this. We didn't put a Dawn on the. So I would attack 5 with the started deck Zoro here as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can play the Veggie, and you can bounce your Pony and play the Luffy and attack 6 with the Luffy and 5 with your leader. Basically, we want to put as much pressure as possible on them on life. The turn they have to play the 9 cost.
Yeah, that's now.
Yes. So basically, his best play now is Katakuri for sure. But if he plays Yamato, he cannot gain a life. So we defend this, of course. You can use one of the Bonnies. And I would start with 5 with the leader. We just want to get the blocks out of the way. You can go 5 with the Zoro. I would play the Brook here and put 2 Dawn on the Brook. and attack 5 with the Brook.
Brookception.
Then you can bounce the... How much don't you have?
8.
Yeah, so I would attack with the Luffy here for 6. Now you can bounce your Luffy back, play the restand low, restand your Zoro, put a Dawn on the Zoro, attack for 7, and now you can play the Luffy again from your hand and attack with it again. So we can play the Luffy again over the Brook and then take the last life.
Easy met.
Well, Yamato was the best draw they could have for sure, but it still shouldn't matter because you defend this with a 1k.
You can attack with 9.
Yeah, that's okay.
Any
Yeah, the
buffers?
Dadan is fine. No, the Dadan is fine. Yep, this will die. And now we just put 1 Dawn on the Zoro and attack 7. Put 3 Dawn on the Restand Law. And if this is Brook, and now we put all the Dawn on Leader and attack.
So if you made it to the end, thank you for watching the video, appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, hope the tips, plays were all useful to our future LoL players. It's still the best deck in the format, also in OPO 5, so definitely take the time, play the deck, test the deck, do whatever you want with the deck. It's insanely good and it will reward the player, of course. But yeah, if you want to see more content like this, let me know in the comments down below, or if you want to see me test with George or content with George, let me know. Or if you want to see other videos, just let it know down below.